Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
We're all just Arizona trash bags at heart, and it's okay.
There you go.
That's right, kids. Jumping in mid-conversation, you know it's time for another Third Best Southgate. So, yes, me and Lilith are once again joined.
The third, though? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Well.
In the house.
Well,
His parents are pretty cool, too.
Okay.
So many better Southgate.
Okay.
Trust me, we've
Even
been
the
down that
cat-
road a little.
Okay. One, we're here with Lil from League of Geeks. You know, just because, yeah.
Well, it's not
No,
the
he's
geeks,
now.
the geeks.
The Geeks. Okay.
Shortened it because we got an old, our vision can't.
They can't remember those many words in a row.
Too many words.
No, it's because he moved to Florida. It's in the water.
But no, Rob is the
true.
third best Southgate we personally know.
See, I know more Southgate, so then Rob keeps falling down that road.
That's what we said. If we knew his parents, he'd probably drop down. You know,
his mom. Tops.
Okay.
Dad.
So my mom has a little thing about Alil. Every time she's like, "Oh, Alil is so nice." So I might start calling him Dad. I know.
Stepdaddy.
Dollar Store Kevin Smith is my dad.
Yeah, you keep bringing that up. That's fine. I'll. You know what? If I can get a dollar for every 1,000 he makes,
Snoochie.
I'll be good.
If you get a dollar for every good movie he makes now,
No.
Oh, you'll be in the negative, but it's okay. We got Clerks 3. Fingers crossed for Clerks 3, guys.
As long as I get on a title card somewhere or something, or getting
We
getting credit.
need Mallrats 2 is what we actually need, but that's a whole nother.
His best.
you got a
movie.
title card hidden in here for that documentary. We'll get you on there, Alil. I've been going through it.
Alil will do any movie.
Got about 40 hours of footage that I'm going
Any
through.
movie, any scene.
Oh my God, he's going to
I
deliver.
got you in one.
Oh my
I got
God.
you in two.
Oh, so stay tuned for Alil to be the pizza delivery man in that porn movie.
I have some amazing pictures from the set of a movie we were in together that I could share on Third Best Southgate. Are we allowed to put drawings of penises on?
No,
Facebook?
sir. Facebook will ban us. YouTube will ban us as well. So no.
What happened to you? What happened to you? You knew the rule. You know how Facebook is. Come on.
I mean, honestly, it's getting the rules are getting looser and looser, but I don't want to chance it.
And the thing here is Rob is always talking about we're running a clean show here.
This is
Oh no, this is takes. We're
then-
totally balls to the walls here.
I completely understand that, but I'm just saying, like, Rob is the one kind of trying to set this more,
Oh yeah, Rob is always the one
he's
who's
the most deviant.
Yeah, I know.
Behind the scenes.
He always sets the rules, and he always breaks he's the one who breaks the rule. Yeah.
Phil, stop telling my secrets.
I'm sitting in this. So we're talking about this movie that he drew inappropriate things around my face.
How dare I?
I'm sitting in the audience part of it, like while we're.
No, you weren't in the audience. You were in the scene. It was supposed
I
to
was
be
in
like
the scene, but it was like
I was a
like
city councilor. We're all sitting up here, and he's in the gallery.
Well, if I don't think we need to be
audience,
here.
Trying to look
look
like a respectable person in his suit.
I even wore a suit, because I was trying to be a businessman.
Trying to not smile, and I'm up there doing things and texting it to him.
While they're filming, taking photos of me, and then drawing inappropriate things around my facial regions.
It was a moisturizer.
It was multiple regions at that time. So.
The best part was when I got all the people that were up there. I kept passing the phone around, and they were all pointing and laughing. That was really special. Eddie Jameson laughed at you. That was funny.
Okay.
Tom. He's a friend of mine now. He was in The Dark Knight. The guy that was in Prison Break that played the priest. He was also in The Dark Knight. He was a lawyer or judge. He was a judge, I think. He's in that. Tom McElrond or something. He
it's
was
okay,
laughing.
you're old. You get a
Great
pass,
friend.
Rob.
Oh!
Yeah, he was
Great
laughing
friend,
at you.
Rob.
He's
You know what?
He's the oldest one in this room.
Your last name, so give me a break, Alil. You're lucky I know how to say your name at all.
It's true.
Okay, now I'm going to look him up because you guys are the worst. Tom.
So while we wait, I want to talk about some great news.
I know another guy with the same name, Tom McElroy.
While we wait,
So we're bringing back Instagram's bringing back MySpace because they're going to let you put a song on your profile now, and that kind of brings me to the topic that I did want to talk about until I noticed that we had a guest. But I'll just pitch it out here for right now. What was peak social media for you? For me, it's MySpace and Tumblr. Everything else is garbage.
For you, I believe that is absolutely true.
But you guys are a little bit older, so you've literally seen the internet grow,
well,
from forums to other
much older
things.
than you?
You just look at Alil.
I assume if you hang out with Rob, you're a geezer. My fault.
I am not. I am a decade younger than Rob. So
hey, me too.
What's your age?
More than a decade younger, aren't you? Didn't you just turn 40?
No.
Okay.
I'm 43.
Okay. Yeah.
What am I? I'm 50.
You're 54. You're exactly.
You're like 67.
You're exactly 10 years older than me.
How old am I again?
I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked you're not on Medicare right now.
Rob, you're at least 10 years older than everyone here. So
10 more years of being
cool. You gotta start doing those diabetes commercials now that William.
This is Rob Southgate. Do you suffer from diabetes? You gotta grow the big Wilford Brimley mustache.
You got diabetes? I'm gonna burn you out of that. Did it share this? Is anybody on here? I don't even know.
So, you saw one person earlier.
You're talking about the social media.
Yeah.
So here's my thing with it all. Like, I've always hated it. Even Facebook.
Alil doesn't
MySpace.
like to read, so
you know what it is? I don't like to just. I do the Facebook page for like the podcast and stuff like that. Because you got to get engagement, right?
Yeah.
But for my own personal stuff, like I'm not private. Like with my friends and people that know me, even people that.
Oh God, we wish you were a little more private. Tell me about it.
I mean,
Jesus.
Even ancillary friends know a lot about me. Rob is disagreeing.
The internet had enough of Rob.
But just like done. It's like it's over. But I've always hated, like, it just felt like bragging. You know what I mean? Like all those platforms. Like I think MySpace was fun because, like you said, like you got your music, you got like weird.
Yeah, I was a music person, so that was the place.
And I think that was like the uniqueness of it. And then Facebook and Instagram and everything, it became like the one-upsmanship social media platform, right? Because it's like 90% of the stuff people post is fake. I mean, yes. Like, how real is it? Yeah, I got this great family portrait, but right after that portrait, we're wringing each other's necks. You know what I mean? Like, it's like The Simpsons. Like you watch those things, and it's like you take a picture, and it's like what you see. What's the facade? And it's why I always hated that. It's like because you don't get truth. You don't get the truth, and then
Alil only wants truth in his art.
No, it's not even that. It's just like what it does is. People who see that don't realize that, and we've gone through a whole generation of it, until people started figuring out, like, pictures were manipulated and stuff, is they're looking at that, and they're like, oh my God, my life stinks. Like, look at these people in Bali all the time and doing this and that.
You mean
really, they're in a green screen and, taking...
Okay, you don't like the Instagram life.
You mean Rob? You mean Rob doesn't have a D cup and huge lips? You're kidding me.
Well, he does.
Phil, you haven't been in a room with me yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen it.
Stay away.
Why do you think Alil lost weight? I stopped nursing him when he moved.
Oh!
This isn't on my network, right?
COVID.
What network?
COVID stopped us from seeing each other in person, so I just started to shrink.
Yeah, right. Oh, he's wasted away to nothing. Yeah.
I wish. Not there yet.
So what's your peak?
My peak?
Rob?
You know what? I don't podcasting.
Okay, fair enough.
Because really,
he peaked
the
in
rest
eighth.
of it's like they're all just
grade.
tools to me. I go on like I just kind of use them. I've me. I try them all and I use them for a while and they're just kind of tools. Podcasting being a social platform, in my opinion, is the peak of it. It's where it all led, and it has opened a million doors for me. So I was too old for MySpace, so I never used it.
I'm with you there, though. I do think podcasting in general has become so much bigger than I think anybody would have thought of. Especially the Stone Age time of podcasting.
Well, I think it really. I mean, if it was big before, but once the pandemic hit, I mean, when people were trapped in their houses,
and that's the thing too. Like,
some people don't need a microphone. Is what I learned after the pandemic.
Yeah, no,
I'm one of them.
It got big because.
Well, I don't mean it got big by.
I just like not having to explain what a podcast is anymore.
By the cultural penetration.
Yes.
Lilith, right on that. And the fact that people who didn't know, and you said that you had a podcast or heard you had a podcast, then thought you were rich because they thought you were on the radio or some shit. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I make no money by doing this. Like, well, but how many followers do you have? How many downloads? And I tell them, and it's like a decent number. And it's like, oh, you're not making money? I'm like, no, I'm just doing this from what podcasting is for me is my mental
therapy.
Health.
Well,
exactly.
And again,
I talk with
Alil, do a little bit more. Trust me.
I do. I need it.
Well, it's even harder now because all these famous people have podcasts. Like you either got like your Conan O'Brien.
Joe Rogan moving to Spotify was just like,
Or you have like people who are like,
but it opens doors too, though. At the same time, because I know a lot of people that I watched that were like, say, sitting at 200,000 on YouTube. They had the opportunity and they're doing really great on Spotify now. So,
you know what though too, like with that and with social media, it is a grind, right? Like if you really want to be successful, it is a super grind.
You got to be on there every day.
Yeah, it's almost because like during the pandemic, there was a few vloggers that I used to watch that were like video game hunters and things like that, and like I remember their shows being at like 1,000 followers. I remember when they hit the 1,000 subscriber button, and they would vlog every day, going to Goodwills and stuff and hunting for games, even during the pandemic, masks on and everything. And now one of the dudes has hit a couple 100,000 followers. He sells on Whatnot like crazy, and he's earned enough money and stuff. He bought his own video game store, and I'm like, geez. And this was within 2 years. He grinded really hard. Had something in the right moment, got the follower and fan base, and boom, hit it. And I think that's the one crazy thing about all of social media, right? Like if you grind on it, like you could actually make a living on it, and that is something that I never would have thought.
Okay, here's a big question. Between the three of you, there's plenty of experience here. Like these days, like we said, there's so many podcasts, there's so many YouTube channels and everything. There's so much noise out there. Do you need like some kind of hook or some kind of gimmick where something to set you apart that have people find you? Otherwise, you're just background noise, among all these millions of podcasts and everything else.
Podcast is a cult of personality. Just hands down. And 100%. Sometimes you can niche and sometimes you can be general. You just have to know your strengths. That's all.
If you understand what your goals are, if you understand what you desire out of it and how much it takes to get there, when you're saying that, like, well, should I niche into it or whatever, I think that's what you're asking. You're going to find that out once you know where your goals lie. So I'll give you an example. I'm working with somebody right now. I've got a client who is working on brand building and all this stuff, and they're going to be launching a podcast. And I keep having conversations with them about how deep each of these things are. And today we had a conversation which was not even part of my program. They just were so consumed with one little aspect of like blogging is attached and how that can relate. And I laid out there the importance of it and what it really means. And she said, God, am I going to have to hire somebody to do this? Because that's a lot of work. And I said, I know your end goal. And the short answer is yes, or you're going to have to do it. And it's going to be a lot of freaking work. If you go back to us here, when we started, we kind of knew all this stuff. People would always ask us, how do you make money at it? And I'd say you don't. It's the stuff around it. I also knew the level of grind that you had to do. My problem was I was spread across 100 shows. And I was editing all these things in the beginning and trying to manage all these different social media platforms for every show. And you just can't build that following. You just can't do what needs to be done. If you have one show or 2 or 3 shows and you focus that hard on them, Alil, you're 100% right. You can penetrate. You can get through that noise. You can build that audience. And I see it all the time. I know people that have very niche shows that they're just so consistent. They're so consistent, and they just keep grinding, and they also keep taking those opportunities. They start blogging. They make a TikTok channel, and they have a goal for it, a strategy, a goal, and they stick to it. And guess what? It freaking works. When you're happenstance, or you go, you know what? Oh man, this is one I get all the time from new podcasters that when they talk to me and they want to do it. I've got one right now I'm working with that. They're not a client. It's just somebody I know who started a podcast. Well, yeah, I just want to be on Apple. I really only like the Apple platform. Great. Where's your audience? Because they're everywhere. And the people that won't, like, I'm not going to say his name. There's in our world, a famous podcaster who I have a friendship with, but we do have conflict on these concepts. One of them is he does not believe that YouTube is worth it at all. He's like, I don't know why podcasters put their stuff on YouTube. That's a bunch of garbage. Stop putting any efforts there. Even the thing where it just pushes the stagnant image with the audio. He's wrong, 100%. Go overseas. Yeah. Number 1 platform for podcasts is YouTube. Do they watch them? No, they listen to them. Stagnant image, they listen to them. That's it. Okay, well, why are you cutting out the world? We argue about show notes, and I'm like, he's like, they're worthless. It doesn't help SEO. I'm
money
like,
making gold. But
I'm like, you know what? Show notes for
Wait, are they?
For SEO. Yeah, but you don't do show notes. If you do show notes the right way, and then you have a blog and you optimize it and you throw your show on there and you transcribe it and you have those show notes. You want to talk about money-making potential right there. That's how you do it. But it takes work. You put out one show, it's a couple of days of work to get everything lined up and all the artwork and all the notes and everything in the right place. And most podcasters don't want to do that. They want to talk into a mic and be done with it. They're lazy, as Alil always says to me. They're lazy.
It's true. I mean,
or it's a hobby. I wouldn't even say they're lazy. It's a hobby.
And for some it is, and for me it is. Like I say, like for me it is. I have a job, a family, and
right.
like that's my focus, right?
I tried to get a little out of that mindset because I think
having a job.
Yeah, no, seriously. Joining me on the crazy journey, I think there's actual potential there, but that's a big commitment. We had to walk off a cliff and throw a torpedo into our lives to do this. And what am I doing now? I'm actually trying to get a job. This is what has led to that. It's only happening because of this. So there's my, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I guess you'd say. That's how you make money at it. But that was not the goal. The goal was to build something out of this, which I did do, but you just didn't make money at it really. And I just wait. Someday, 10 years after I am, retired, I'm never going to retire. Alil will retire, and then he and I will be, the old men on the Muppet Show, and we'll finally get our due.
You're going to be those old men drinking the coffee in the corner of the restaurant.
We'll still be arguing about whether this last Halloween movie was any good, and he's completely wrong. It was awesome.
It was
awesome.
Garbage.
Oh, it's awesome.
I haven't watched Halloween yet. Have the rest of you watched it? I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard.
I won't say. I'm a horror movie aficionado, and I don't want to get kicked out of Blumhouse as getting to see stuff early, so I'll just leave it alone.
You know what? I wish they'd send me stuff early. Nobody ever sends me anything early.
Yeah, me too. I wish.
And you know what? I get what they were doing here. I like what they were doing here.
The trilogy is a concept, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis in her interviews pretty much drove home that she thought that, you take out all the other sequels and you just focus on this. It's a cohesive whole that has a message and a theme and a resolution. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what I was sold.
Yeah, it never is.
No, you were.
Right? And
I like the Thorn trilogy. I'm just going to be controversial. I like the Thorn trilogy.
You know what? I didn't mind. You know what? That after watching this movie, the Thorn trilogy went up.
The concept was better for me. I'm
No.
just mad they never picked up his, the little girl again. Like,
No, when they did
Jamie-
that lost
Jamie
script with
should've-
Kaiju Michael Myers. That's what I want to see.
Jamie should have been the killer. I mean, that's
Exactly.
it. That's how they should have gone with it.
and Scream stole it from them. They kind of went and Scream stole it. They're like, you're not going to use it? Fine.
Well, right, and this is kind of trying to do that, right? Where evil transfers.
Mm-hmm.
This is trying to do what that was doing.
Right.
Evil transfer.
And Laurie did have a better ending in H2O.
Of course.
Not in Resurrection. In H2O.
I mean, Resurrection was fine. She tried, and then she kissed him, and
I'll say the production values were amazing. I'll give them that.
I really
the
enjoyed
best production values we've ever had for the
Here's what I like.
And I'll watch Busta Rhymes any day of the week.
Here's what I liked about it.
Busta Bus.
They did something different. They broke the mold. It wasn't, let's watch Michael blindly kill people over and over.
Oh, they showed him as an old man, though, and it was just like...
Good.
Yeah, but they showed him also
That was the promise.
Yeah.
That was the promise they made
Pokemon. He was a damn Pokemon. He was regenerating after every hit.
They made a promise to you that that's what was going to happen in this trilogy, and they fulfilled it. They made a promise to you that there was going to be... I'm sorry that they had to have the big ending between the two of them. I kind of wish they had done this as the second one. They could have had the bloodbath in the second one leading to the ending that we had here, and then the third movie have it, the results that happen in this town, even if it's not Corey, which everybody's hating on.
That's what John Carpenter wanted to do.
That's what I wanted to see.
John Carpenter's story here
Well, we didn't get that.
Is the town of Hattonfield haunted?
Yes, that would have been amazing.
Hattonfield is haunted by Michael, by the essence of Michael. But you can't have Michael living like Pennywise, living off of
he's hiding in the sewers.
People,
I got it.
Every couple, and then I guess the scene that tipped me completely off this movie was when they were wrestling for the mask. When Corey came into the sewer, wrestled him, and took.
Oh
the
yeah,
mask
that was dumb.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, this is not where we need to go. With
and then
this.
he didn't just kill him. That he should have just killed him right there. That would have been awesome.
Exactly. Do something
Or-
to have a definitive thing for this power transfer to happen.
Or in that moment, Corey successfully kills Michael, and then it goes on, and you're like, but you don't see it, and then the rest of the time you're like, who's killing him?
Would be disappointing that we
Right,
built
but it
up
would have been
again
something.
another trilogy, another timeline in this Michael Myers multiverse where we don't get the showdown. We got the showdown, and like you said, H2O's ending, even though the mask was horrendous in H2O, and it was a CW drama for 75% of it.
Yeah,
H2O had probably the best, most definitive ending.
It was good. Yeah, the ending was great in that one.
Until they brought in Resurrection, and then
they undid it in Resurrection, and it kind of ruined it.
They pooped themselves and trying to be a little more proper here.
Yeah,
and it seems like this series, every time they hit these highs, they don't know where to go or how to go. And I think
is that the problem with all trilogies? Name a perfect trilogy. I'll wait.
Name a perfect trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings trilogy. Return of the King was fantastic.
Okay, if you say so. I mean, that's not my cup of tea, so I'll defer to you.
But it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I agree.
The last Spider-Man trilogy, because No Way Home was fantastic.
I haven't seen it. What movie is that?
Agree to disagree on that one.
You see,
I'm not an MCU Spider-Man fan. Look, I don't do the Tom Holland.
I got Toby right behind me. Okay,
when they complete
the
Snyderverse trilogy of Justice League, then we've got a perfect trio. That's what happened, right?
Rob, nobody likes your sarcasm, okay? Don't kick DC while they're down. They're literally struggling. They're battling for the soul of DC, and it is going straight to hell in a handbasket.
Alil, aren't you up to be there, Feige? I mean,
if you can get the job, we'll sign the petition.
I would love to do it.
I know Lilith has already thrown her hat in the ring.
But Lilith, I won't go back to your comment about like it's not so much as that the trilogy ends in, I don't want to say failure. Like there's
it didn't.
Like
I loved it.
There's like part 3s that aren't bad. Like I go to the original Star Wars trilogy. Like Return of the Jedi wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as Empire, but it wasn't like the worst.
Yeah, I always feel like it always peaks at 2, and then that third one, they know they got to wrap it up, and they're like, oh man.
This one to me peaked at 1 in the trilogy, if you put it this way. I think the original.
Bro, when they killed Judy Greer, I was like, oh no, you didn't. Not my favorite gal pal. How dare you?
Yeah, but
that's what really was like, oh, come on.
So dumb. Why would you go up there and look out the window? Like you just
Judy Greer, you're just asking for it. That's karma. That's karma.
You was asking for it. Like,
hey Lilith, what about John Wick?
See,
now you know I love Keanu, but that's also not a perfect trilogy, and technically it's not even a trilogy because they're making a 4th one and a TV show, so technically not a trilogy.
Yeah.
So there you go. But no, they're fantastic for what they are, But
right,
I mean, they're not high art.
I don't. Well, and neither is Halloween, of course. I mean,
no, but it's consistent and they're good.
Yeah, consistent and good, but again, the second one is peak, and the third one's like, did we really need this? Keanu said he didn't even need the money. Like, think about it. He's turned down so many freaking contracts worth millions. Yeah, he went back to Matrix 4. We won't talk about that. But he's been in 2 SpongeBob movies for basically free. Like, so I'm just like, did we really need a third? Is he just trying to keep his friends employed? Is that what that was about?
Yes. He's the new Burt Reynolds.
F in the chat for my baby Burt Reynolds. Like, that's the first thing I did when I went to Atlanta. I went on the CNN tour, and you know, there's the old Burt Reynolds club that's in there. Just, yeah. The stories I've heard about Burt Reynolds, he was an absolute freaking legend.
Yes.
Yeah, especially.
I mean, really, his career at some point became just
Smoking Bandit.
Yeah, but he was doing those movies, the Cannonball Run stuff, the Smoking the Bandit. Really, it was just to get his friends paid. That was all he was doing.
Just like Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Well, no, he does that so they can get paid to have a party all together. Like, it's a vacation on the studio's dime. That's all that is.
What?
Have you seen Grown Ups?
I have seen Grown Ups, but the only reason Rob Schneider had a career was because he.
Oh, I was gonna say David. I was gonna say David Spade. Okay.
Hey, David.
Well, he's a later addition, technically.
Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. He didn't have any help there with Adam Sandler. So.
Well, yeah, but after he lost Chris Farley,
and then he had his own TV show, and I didn't hate Just Shoot Me.
I love that.
That was a pretty good show.
It's Papa Mars. It's always the Papa Mars for me, though.
Yeah, I didn't bother with it.
It's a funny '90s sitcom, you know.
Yeah,
if you know, you know.
It was like
Veronica's Closet.
Yeah.
So Lilith, you said you're a horror aficionado. I did watch a spectacular. I mean, Halloween Ends. I had fun with. I'm not calling this spectacular. I had fun with it. I didn't think it was crap like Alil does. I did watch a spectacular horror film this week, and I mean, it has not let go of me. Did you see X yet?
No.
Ty West movie.
What is it?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I just haven't seen it yet. It's on the list.
It's 5 stars. I mean, it has not left me. I keep thinking about it.
Is it streaming?
Yeah, I think it was on
Peacock. Is that the one on
Showtime?
Peacock?
No, it's on like Showtime, I think.
Tubi?
No, it's not Tubi.
Showtime.
Are you sure it's not Tubi? I saw it on Tubi. Okay.
Yep, maybe it's showing there, but it's a new one. Tubi doesn't usually get them new like that.
I don't know. Tubi's been doing original movies.
Original content. Yeah,
but this
really?
is this one
2021. Welcome to a mysterious world where secrets, masquerades, and sex parties.
Oh wait.
No, it's an A24 film.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where is it streaming? I know it's.
It looks like it might be. It looks like
it's Showtime.
Yeah, it looks like it is Showtime. Yeah, a group of.
Yeah, Showtime. You're right.
A group of actors.
It's X the letter, not the X.
Right. And
no, it was X the letter on Tubi too, where I was like, that's why I was curious.
It's a one starring Mia Goth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's on Showtime.
What's her name? The one from the remake of Prom Night.
Oh,
the blonde
Brittany
girl?
Snow.
Yeah.
You say American Dreams, more people would know who you're talking about.
I only know her from that. I just remember her from that.
Yeah.
But now I'll always remember from this. She's great in this.
Oh, Kid Cudi's in this one. Yes. This is definitely on the list.
This is a spectacular movie. I love that grimy, like 70s horror, and this captures that without it feeling like,
exploitation type levels.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like when Rob Zombie did it, and you're like, oh, this looks really cool, and then you watch it and you're like, it's such trash. They're
trying to make a porn?
Amazing. Yeah, they're trying. They are. They're going to make a porn at a farm,
No wonder why you.
No. And it's there's a Texas Chainsaw vibe in the beginning. And I started thinking, is this just going to be like a cheap imitation, even though it looked really cool and it had a good script? Oh, no. When shit goes down, this is a pillar. It is amazing. I'm a big fan of the A24 films, so I like those like I liked The Witch. I know a lot of people thought it was boring. I thought The Witch was really cool. I like things like The Lighthouse and that stuff. I think that's all cool.
So you're A24 over Blumhouse. Got it.
Nope.
Although Blumhouse has been flopping lately. A24 they are definitely the moment with their elevator horror.
I am not saying
Black Phone was pretty good.
I am not saying I am over A24 over Blumhouse. I like Blumhouse stuff a lot. Even the garbage, other than the Annabelle ones, are really bad.
Other than Halloween Ends, yeah.
No, Halloween Ends was great.
This is their last Halloween movie, so thank God.
Allegedly. She kept the mask is all that I'm saying. It's the end of the Michael Myers trilogy for Halloween, but the shake shall live on.
Yeah.
The shake shall live on.
It's Blumhouse's last Halloween movie.
Yeah, there's a script going around for a sequel to Halloween 3.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's what people have been.
But that's literally been in development hell for years, for like decades.
Screenwriters talking about it, and they were talking about how there have been other scripts, but there's one actually like out there that when they said, yeah, studios are looking at it, trying to capture something different off of Halloween, and it's supposed to be a pretty good script.
Let's go back to the anthology idea we had. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I liked this. This was heading in that direction.
Well, yeah, they gave you even the teases because the title cards and everything were
Halloween 3.
It was the blue. I mean, the minute I saw it, I was like, I know where they're going, where they're trying to go with this. They were doing an homage to it, but again, this trilogy didn't set up that homage. I guess that's my problem with all this.
Sure,
if this was a standalone movie where it had nothing to do with the residents of Haddonfield, or it could have been even as I think you guys were saying, like if we condensed those 3 movies and had the end of Michael and Laurie in the second one, and then this third one is this whole haunting of this town,
right?
And Corey is this one, or it passes, the evil passes. Fine, great, I'm in. But this is not what you're selling me. It ends. You're selling me a showdown. You're showing me movie posters where it's Michael and Laurie.
Right. He's not in it for the first hour. Yeah, I get you. What does he kill? 2 people?
10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I still enjoyed it. But I think it's because I was separating it from the other 2.
I had to go watch Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers to cleanse my palate of this movie.
Okay. All right. I did.
Paul Rudd was amazing.
Which is amazing. X is amazing.
Is it? Okay, so that's the one with Pearl, and then Maxine is like that's the trilogy that they're setting up. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's all coming back to me.
Oh, yes, they are. I cannot wait to see Pearl. I hear it is even better than this. I can't imagine it's better. Pearl, I'm dying to see. And then when I didn't know that Maxine was the third one, but I saw on Maya Goths that she's doing Maxine, and I was like, oh shit, there's the trilogy.
Yeah.
And
it's like this is gonna be like the fastest like trilogy ever greenlit and made. Like that's also another interesting thing, so it doesn't lose momentum. And I think that's actually the key of filmmaking. If you're able to have a plan and execute it within a proper time frame where you don't lose that momentum and everybody can keep everything in sight and everything's fresh in your mind and there's no continuity loss, that's when this really might be a thing.
Sorry, Avatar.
Here's the other thing. So yeah, Avatar. So with Halloween, where the third one made a mistake is it should have been all 3 stories took place in one night. That's really what they should have done.
And that's what they wanted to do. The COVID.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake. But I think that's why, in my mind, I'm able to separate it. And this is like a new movie. With X, Pearl is a prequel that tells us the story of a character. And it's going to be like it's got to be set in like the 40s or something. It's crazy. And then Maxine has got to go forward from here.
To the 80s, it looks like.
That would be great. That makes sense. You're telling different stories. We know certain things like Pearl, we know certain things about. We're going to get a story. We are going to get a story because there's so much not revealed in this. I'm dying to see this.
Is this similar like the the Fear Street franchise, where they kind of jump time to tell.
I didn't watch
Kind of like that, yes. Shout out to people who love Goosebumps, Philip. Philip told me he's never read a Goosebumps, never seen a Goosebumps like show episode. I'm like, what?
Phil and I are older.
I've seen it, Phil, but I've never cared for it because again, I was already watching pretty dark horror films. And
There's some really I mean, I'm an Animorphs fan.
Read, so
if you read Animorphs, you're traumatized and desensitized. So
yeah, I think I'm kind of in Will's camp. It's like I went from like kid stuff to straight to like the horror movies.
See, I had a tweens year because millennial, peak millennial.
I was 5 years old when I watched my first Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, you don't even want to know. I think I was probably in my mom's stomach still, but
well, of course. But yeah, I mean, by the time I was able to actually recognize what the heck I was watching,
I think I was like maybe like 6 when I saw what is that Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, it's tame.
Yeah, see, my parents weren't into horror, so I watched. And also I was older, so the slasher stuff didn't happen until I was a little bit older. But I was watching all the monster movies and like constantly watching the old horror stuff and the Hammer stuff. Like I loved all of that stuff. And then when the slasher stuff came on the scene, I think maybe within a year of Halloween coming out, I saw it. And I remember I saw Friday the 13th 2 before I saw 1. My friend Andy, we went over to his house.
Those don't really matter.
On TV. It sure did when you're like 10 and you've never seen anything like that.
Rob's the only guy here that probably even got to see The Exorcist in theaters.
I mean, yeah, original release, yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I was old enough. I didn't. In fact, I had a kid in my class that saw it.
Old.
This was awesome, man. His brother snuck him in to see it, and he was like bragging that he was going to go see it. When he came back to school the next day, it was crap in his pants. He did not find it cool. He was sorry. He went and we're like, really looks awesome. He was like, don't see it. It's the worst thing ever. No, I'll tell you the earliest like really defining horror moment. You guys are way too young for this, but it was the trailer for The Shining where the blood comes out of the elevator. That I remember seeing it in the theater. I was seeing some different movie.
I don't know why everybody's so scared of The Shining.
I didn't say I'm scared of The Shining. I just think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. Alil, come on, man.
Jack at midnight. They could have kept that one.
I like
80s slasher. I want to see Terrifier. I haven't watched that one yet.
The Shining. Jack Nicholson all coked up. That's scary. Come on.
That's Hollywood was used to seeing that. If we're all honest.
But for like an 8-year-old, seeing that trailer where the blood comes out of that elevator was traumatizing.
I'd have been like, cool.
Oh, I was.
Real 90s kids know the most terrifying thing is watching it with John Ritter. That messed us up, man.
I'd already read the book.
I was
so I wasn't
10,
surprised.
I was 10 when that came out, and I was just like, hey, I've already watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Clowns? No. I don't.
I remember Nightmare on Elm Street was when I was in high school.
At the end, I was like, nah.
Yeah, that was disappointing. But before you get to that, you're just like,
Nightmare on Elm Street, we saw it when I was in high school. That's when it came out, and it was terrifying. Everyone thought it was super scary and fun. But when I say scary, it's not like, oh, I'm having nightmares. It was like, oh, yeah, jump scares, and you're having fun with it. Nightmare on Elm Street was defining at that point. And it was kind of like Halloween 1, and then you go to that, was what everyone went to.
But everybody knows New Words is the most superior film in that whole franchise.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, Dream Warriors. Oh,
yeah.
Right. I agree, man. That's a great third movie. We're not calling it a trilogy. That's a great third movie.
Well, you build trilogies out of the series.
Yeah, but that second one is like it's completely breaks everything. Even though
it does, but I
love it. I know.
I love that second one.
You got the signed poster for me, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And, I've met the actor, and I watched his Scream Queen documentary, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. Is that on Hulu? I saw it somewhere.
I think I watched it on Shudder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I saw it. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to watch that one.
So it was really good. And I mean, yeah, was it, again, like I talk about a lot of these franchises, they always have that one-off movie like Friday the 13th Part 5, which like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't count Part 1 because that wasn't Jason.
Oh, I count
set
one.
up the
I count one only because it set a tone.
It set the franchise up, but it didn't.
From 2 on,
it's
Jason.
It's Jason, but 5 is not Jason. and that's what like this. I guess probably some baggage I have from hating 5 so much is coming out.
I didn't
here
hate any
on
of them that
Sunday.
much.
Yeah,
I
Rob
hated
loves when he
Jason
went to
Statham.
space. Yeah, Rob loves when he went to space.
I actually
Oh
love
my
one.
God! No, we
Jason
don't
X.
talk about that.
No, Jason X is
Jason
awesome.
X is a fantastic film.
Oh my
How
God! No.
How about when
It
he's
is
cryogenically frozen and
Inva-
he's got the machete?
invalidated immediately.
No, Lilith,
And the
you
guy
gotta
walks
understand,
into the machete and is
a-
killed by a frozen Jason?
It is a
Brilliant.
comedy. It is a
Yeah, it
comedy.
is.
Yes,
That's
I
what that
know.
movie is. That's why I love it. Like it has one of the best horror deaths in almost all horror movies. When he takes her face and freezes it and then
And breaks it.
smashes on the desk,
Amazing.
it is fantastic. When you see
Okay.
it shatter, fantastic. Also, in that movie, when they have the holodeck and he's in 80s Crystal Lake,
Amazing.
and he's picking up the girl with the sleeping bag and beating to death the other girl with the sleeping bag. Fantastic horror comedy. Because at the 10th movie of the franchise,
What can you do?
we're
Look at you, Fast and Furious.
Go to space.
Oh, listen, you.
Well, they did that in the last one, but yeah.
I'm waiting
But
for the
literally,
next-
when your franchise is that long, you have to go to space. It's just a
Leprechaun
thing.
went to space. Hellraiser
Exactly.
went to space. Although the
Leprechaun went to the
movie-
hood too, and Vegas. I'm waiting for Halloween or Friday the 13th Part 11 when The Rock finally joins this cast.
And kills the
That's gonna
franchise
be
once and
amazing.
for all. Yeah.
You smell what I'm beating?
Whoa. All right.
I hope not.
Speak.
Lilith, you want a perspective on horror for me? 2 of my favorites. I mean, I've got a lot, but Reanimator is the one I talk about all the time. I cannot get enough of Reanimator. I cannot get enough of Return of the Living Dead. I think those are just brilliant, perfect movies. I love Halloween. I love like a lot of the classics,
Return
but
of
those
the Living
2,
Dead is
Return of the Living Dead,
Candyman, Hellraiser.
Candyman. You know,
The
it's funny.
original.
really
I-
the original
No
Hellraiser.
shade to, no shade.
I was not
No, I'm very curious that would be your go-to.
Hellraiser.
And then
yeah.
Scream is my favorite horror franchise overall. Just
Scream is a hell of a franchise. In fact, I just started
Scream
watching
3 was
5.
pretty bad.
the
And I
commentary
enjoyed
on Stab being the meta commentary for Scream, like the whole thing, like an enigma wrapped in a puzzle, like just that. I really,
Yeah, that's
Wes
fun.
Craven, he got to fulfill what he wanted to fulfill, and
Yeah, but
I'm
I
just
do
sad he's
like
not around.
I do like a good scary one and a grimy one, and that's what X is. That's what I just really.
Oh, Cannibal Holocaust then.
Yeah, but it's not that good a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
I've
it.
seen it.
Yeah,
I
It's
own
alright.
it actually.
do you?
I mean, for me, it's Halloween and it's Dream Warriors. Those are my two. I can watch. I can watch as I'm going to sleep, and then Evil Dead 2.
When I saw Evil Dead 2, it's really funny. I saw it in the theater, and I had not seen The Evil Dead, so I didn't know it was going to be a comedy. And my first reaction as I'm watching it, I'm like, "What the hell is this?" Like, I was not digging it. And
How
then
can
all
you not be attracted to the raw animal magnetism of Bruce Campbell?
Oh, no.
First of all,
actually, I think it was the first time I'd really seen him.
I mean,
It's maybe
I
about
love
20
the
minutes
man.
into it. All of a sudden, I'm like, this might be one of my favorite horror movies. I was absolutely in love. I remember my friends walked out and they hated it because they're like, why was it like trying to do this comedy thing? I was like, exactly. And they got it so freaking right. And then when I went to see 3, I mean, Army of Darkness was like, oh, God, that's how you do a third movie and knock it off the rails. That was
yeah.
amazing.
I mean, all 3 of those movies. You know what? There you go, Lilith. There's a trilogy.
okay, no, I can agree with that. I can agree
Yeah.
with
Because
that
you know
one.
what? On top
But
of
they're
it,
doing
all
the fourth,
3 movies
so-
have different tones.
Yep.
Well, even any spin-offs or anything. All 3 movies have different tones. All 3 movies bring you someplace different, but all 3 movies are still high quality.
And the continuity is there for the most part. So yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't take you out. Like I hate when it's continuity shattering things. You're just like,
they play with things, you know, like in 2 when
but that's intentional.
you know, yeah, of course.
It's not just because
That's what I'm
the writer forgot or didn't see
Right.
the other movies previously.
And Sam's car is in all of
Star
them, so-
Wars. Yeah. Well, Sam's car is in every movie, even in the Spider-Man trilogy.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I love Bruce. Bruce is my man crush forever. Like, if there's
I
one,
sat next to him at a movie.
I've
I
met
told you
him,
that.
I know, and I've met him many a times. He even
I sat
Oh,
next
such
to
a
him.
great
Complimented
guy,
me.
right?
He was screening Man with the Screaming Brain, and I was really excited because he directed it, and it was his movie. That movie blew chunks. It was awful. Awful. and even you could tell he was just like, got paid for it. That was cool though. They used to do this. There's a horror convention here, and they used to do a thing, a drive-in out in the parking lot, and it had a huge sound system. Did you ever go to that, Alil?
Yeah.
Okay, we went back when it was $5 to get in to sit in the parking lot and watch these movies. The one night they showed The Fog,
The original?
and the original.
Yeah.
No shade, Tom Welling. Please don't.
No,
at me.
and then they showed the Tom Welling one, which was not as good.
Yeah,
But they showed
Hey.
the original.
Hey, Tom Welling is my Superman.
No, he is my
that-
Superman too. You don't understand. I worked on
But
Smallville, so yes.
You don't
That's
understand.
not as
I
good
love
as the
Tom
original
Welling.
Fog. The original Fog's
I
amazing.
love Tom Welling.
But at that
I scream
screening,
his name on my podcast.
Adrian
Barber.
Barbeau,
You scream his name?
I do. Tom Welling.
John Carpenter, Adrian Barbeau were there.
All
So
right.
I was dying. Like, oh my God. And then they showed the Tom Welling one, and I was like, okay. And that's where I got to sit right next to Bruce Campbell watching his movie that was awful. And the other part that I think Alil doesn't care for, but you guys might, Joe Bob Briggs was there one night, and I got to do his drive-in Pledge of Allegiance live with him, which was like a big thing for me. I like Joe Bob Briggs. I know Alil and Chris used to always be like, trash. You know what? Where
I'll
else
go
are you going to
with
see some of those movies? They're
Sven
fun.
Gulli is my guy. He's the one who showed
Sven
me all.
Gulli's
the-
Don't say that
too.
too loud. You'll wake up Charlie. Please
Yeah,
don't
say
that
it 3
too loud.
times. Charlie will show up.
We're doing
If
me
you
now.
say Charlie 3 times in the mirror, he shows up.
We're doing me now.
You
Now,
said my name.
I think the cup put him to sleep. Maybe.
Oh, you said my name 3 times. I want to talk to you about Marvel, the history of Mephisto, and how it's going to show up in Harkness. Agatha Harkness, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
And
Charlie.
Borat's cast as Mephisto now, and he'll be there. It's the bees.
Because it's nice.
Very nice.
Sell your soul. Very nice.
Mephisto came out in that
In the
thong
thong
sling.
Yeah.
Done. Marvel wins. DC, you can't beat that.
Well, first of all,
You had
I'm
your
just going to give
devil
it to
come
Marvel
out
because
and-
they hired Paul Rudd. Like, you can't lose with Paul Rudd.
Of
So
course. I just hope he doesn't die by Jonathan Major's hands.
I hope
Jonathan
so.
Majors is
Because
swole as hell.
they're catching hands from Kang all day, every day.
No, I think the only one they're killing soon is Chris Pratt in the next Guardians movie.
Fingers
You
crossed.
think they'll kill him in it? Or
They
they're just gonna let it float
they
away?
keep teasing where
Shoot
it's
him
like
into the sun, I say.
they said it's James Gunn's going to be his last Guardians movie, and they said not all of them are getting out of there alive. So I'm thinking, they're killing Chris Pratt.
I think Pratt's going to go.
No.
He's got
He's
already known it's gonna be Drax. It's gonna be Drax.
well, maybe
and it's gonna
both
be-
of them, but I have
Yeah,
a
but
I have a
He's
feeling
the only one that is going to get the reaction that they want.
I have a feeling they were.
Any of the other ones, it's like they can be interchangeable. They've made him kind of the heart of the thing. They kill him off, and it's like, oh, this is something new.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Chris Pratt's like coming close to a breakdown? So they're like, yeah, let's part company with him as soon as possible.
It's not even a breakdown. It's just, if you know, you know. I don't want to get into it, but if you know, you know. If you follow the gossip behind him, it's kind of obvious,
Yeah.
I mean, you hear from both sides, so I'm like, I don't know. Like I've heard the gossip, but then I'm seeing people that I really like and respect, like vouching for him. So I'm like, all right. I'm like,
Yeah.
he
And
was Andy.
people are different with different people,
Yeah. You know what? I like him as Star-Lord. He's a lot of fun. I loved him as Andy.
I'm not looking for a person to tell me how to live my life. I'm just looking for
Right.
Star-Lord on the screen.
Yeah.
Although I do hear they're going to replace him as Star-Lord with Kevin Spacey because, he's coming out of,
He is not. He better
Canceled
not ever
jail.
show his face.
I was
He
actually
ruined
shocked.
House of Cards.
I was actually shocked that you weren't happy that Harrison Ford is now Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh,
Did
okay.
I not
Can
say I
you
was
let
happy?
that man, Callista Flockhart, do you need your money that bad? You're making him go back to acting. He just wants to fly his
I
planes.
mean, for an 80-year-old guy, that's probably a cush job. He could probably sit in the chair
He
the whole
just
time.
wants to fly his planes and crash them in peace, man. Can y'all leave him alone?
I actually have an audio clip from this movie here. This is actual Red Hulk.
Rob, that's why I set up
Hulk
Rob because
smash.
I know he loves doing this
Hulk
stupid.
smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Princess
Thank
Leia,
you,
Hulk
thank you,
smash.
Phil. Rob's
Amazing,
stupid,
right? Amazing.
voiceover of Harrison Ford.
He needs to go do another indie film, first of all.
Well, he's doing one. They're done.
No. I already know that one's not going to be good. I mean, another one after that. We need two to clear our minds from the Crystal Skull. I'm just saying.
How do you know it's not going to be good?
I was named after the dog.
What insider info did you get that it's not going to be good?
No, it looks
Well,
awesome.
I guess we'll wait for the finished script, I guess.
So says Master Duke.
Alil's in love with it. Yeah, that's not.
But no,
bad
it looks
news.
awesome. It looks awesome. The fourth one was not good, but you know what? It had parts that were cool.
Yeah, parts that
But
were
this
cool.
one looks actually good. No
let's-
mutt.
I mean,
No much.
yeah, I was going to say when Shia LaBeouf was swinging like
That's bad.
Spider-Man.
It'll never be as good as when River Phoenix was in it, and that's all I have to say about
Well, he's
it.
going to be in
I
this
was
one.
robbed of young Indy. You don't understand as a
He's
90s
going to be in this
child.
one. He's just a lot skinnier.
Right, it's called Weekend at Indies. They're gonna prop him up with a stick and dance him around.
This is the
I
one where
just want him to enjoy his old age. Like, just if he wants to do it, that's fine. But I just feel like Calista Flockhart was like, I need some more Louboutins.
You know who I would? Hey, if they would remake Weekend at Bernie's with Harrison Ford, I'd buy it.
I'm not dead. I'm just Harrison Ford. Hulk smash. They named me after the dog. So says Master Duke.
I just want Tim Roth. That's it. That's all.
I know. They have Tim.
Tim Roth was awesome. We got him back.
Yeah, he was in She-Hulk, which was not great, Alil.
I don't know what
Oh, you didn't like She-Hulk?
I like some
You're
of it.
not one of those guys, are you?
No, it started to win me over. I was really
Exactly.
excited.
I
I
told
like
him
the
he's a
book.
bro.
I like the
That,
book.
that's suspicious, Rob.
Chicago
No, you know
Pro.
where I didn't like it? I thought the beginning, the dumb thing when Tatiana breaks into the thing, the courtroom, that felt super like cheapo to me.
So you didn't even know the
Titania.
character's name.
And then I know, well, because I don't really care at some point.
He doesn't read either.
And then what was the one, Alil? The one just before the wedding, the one where I was writing and complaining. That episode sucked, and all the acting in it seemed like it was right out of the CW. Oh, and I really like.
My
Tatiana, the one that
picture's
plays
already
Jen.
not up. That's fine.
The one who plays Jen, I really like her, right? And she was she was good in that. There was some good acting, but then some of it was like, oh man. So then I was writing to Alil and Scott, and I'm like, guys, this
I see.
I'm not digging it. Oh yeah, you're in there, Phil, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not digging it. But then the next episode was the wedding, and the wedding was great. And then it got back on track, and that last episode, you're like, oh, it's amazing.
Okay, let's see if Rob passes the vibe check. How do you feel about Miss Marvel, Rob?
The series?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was great.
Okay.
I didn't get to the end of it. But no, I didn't get to the end of it because I'm watching it with Molly. I'm watching it with Molly. It's hard to get the time to watch these. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm a big fan of the book too. So that was great, and that had some of that that had a very different cartoony vibe at points, and that worked for me.
You don't get that
right
in the second half.
Right, and I had just gotten into the second half, and we're stalled. So then I watched She-Hulk on my own, and I didn't like some of the first episode. Then I was really starting to like it. Then that one episode sucked. And then the wedding brought me back, and the wedding was a great episode. And
which episode are you talking about? It sucked. The one with Johnny Blaze, which was
it's the one where
episode.
The one where Tatiana comes back.
Titania.
And she's got
when she's suing her for the
Ray is rolling over in his grave right now.
when she's suing her for the name and stuff.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Okay. That's the episode he's talking about. When they're fighting over his name, the legal right to the name.
I was watching it just like, this does not seem like it's in the same series. The CGI was bad on that show. Let's face it.
They call it out in the last episode.
Yeah.
Just because you lampshade it doesn't make it okay.
Right.
I'm just mad they didn't give her mommy Hulk muscles. Like, just let her be a Hulk, man.
She looked like a Gumby most of the time.
That was my only complaint. I was like, I just need more muscles.
But she looks like if you look at the Dan Slott books and stuff like that, and even in the new
that's
series,
your first mistake bringing up Dan Slott.
Yeah, don't bring up dirty Slott in my presence.
When she moved, she looked like Gumby.
Okay. Let's get a subject near and dear to Rob's heart. What did you think about the Daredevil episode?
Oh my God! First of all, just seeing his costume in the costume thing when they opened it and had the yellow hood, I passed out. The Daredevil one, it actually made me want the Daredevil. I wanted more Daredevil in there. I thought the Daredevil stuff was Fantastic.
Well, it's coming, hell.
2024, boy. 2024 is getting like 18 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough.
That's going to be really experimental for them. I'm curious.
I know.
That fight scene, once again, put Daredevil in a hallway. That fight scene was amazing. And it ended great when she crashed in, and he's like, really? I thought that was great. He was a little, they had him be a little bit cartoony at times, but that's okay. It was the vibe of the show. I was good with that. I was all good with that. He was a little different than what he was before, and that might be what they do in Born Again. They might have it lighten him a hair, but I'm telling you, Daredevil's it. I loved it. This was the only of those Marvel series that it disconnected for me at some point, and it shouldn't have. I have called, if you go back to Enough Said, I called for a She-Hulk series back in one of the first episodes. I was like, this would work, and it would be awesome.
He's like
that I fell off on it. I'm not a bro about it. It was the CG, the Gumby CGI, and then that CW episode just was not working for me.
Rob called it years ago as and then Jack tried to agree while he's eating that Frosty.
You got that right.
We did love to go to the Frosties. I mean, half the time we recorded, he was in a Wendy's drive-thru.
Yep. You'd actually hear him.
I'm not joking. He'd order while we were talking, and I'm like,
and he'd be like, "Can I get a Frosty? Make it a large." Jack, we're in the middle of a conversation. All right, hold on. Can I get a straw and a spoon with that? Oh, Jesus, Jack.
Is Catwoman in Marvel?
Yeah. I want Halle Berry. She is in Marvel. She's Storm. No,
it's not the
no.
right kind of Marvel.
Although, yeah, I like Storm,
now.
and I like Catwoman.
Yeah.
I like them. Yeah, he liked Halle Berry.
I could see them bringing them all here for Secret Wars.
Yeah, they probably will. That's my guess.
Well, I mean, we already know.
They're not going to introduce the subsequent X-Men team until after
Yeah.
Secret Wars.
Well, we already know
Right.
we're getting Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Right. They're going to give us breadcrumbs, but that's not going to be the team that we're going to end up with.
No,
We're gonna
right.
get those
I think
old
Feige.
ones.
I mean, because Feige worked on those X-Men movies.
Right.
He was a producer on those. He learned from Laura Schuler Donner.
Yeah.
A lot. And I think he's going to want to give them a proper send-off.
Yep.
So I don't know if we'll get the first class group. I wouldn't mind seeing multiple, right? Because
I bet we
we've
will.
seen multiple Peters.
I bet it's all going to bleed. I really think that. I think where the buck is going to stop is the stuff that we've talked about with Enough Said stuff. It's going to stop either before Howard the Duck or right after. Like they may not do anything. Doesn't matter. Multiverse, you could have.
I know, but I don't think they want to do that.
I don't think they will, but there could be a moment.
I want to see a red brown Captain America with his motorcycle.
Oh God, you're gonna call Charlie?
And the plastic
That's
shield.
what they're going to do. And it's unfortunate because I do too. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I love what he posts.
And a Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man swinging through here.
Are you friends with
He's
Red
really
Brown?
trying to get Charlie in.
Frigno Hulk.
We're doing me now?
Well, Ferrigno Hulk choked my wife out at a Comic-Con.
Whoa!
Did you have to pay extra? Just asking.
No.
Asking for a friend.
He offered it was on the news. Like he was flexing and he's like, "Come over here." He grabbed her head and had his little bicep, crush her head, and was like,
I heard he's not too
You
friendly
gotta sign
unless you spend the cash. Then he'll do whatever you want. But
I had a conversation with him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I got to sit down and personally interview him. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
That was when I weighed a lot more, and he was talking to me about losing weight, and I'm like, this conversation has gone to a place I'm not comfortable talking about right now, Lou Ferrigno.
Personal trainer Lou Ferrigno. Here's my card.
Just because you're 65 years old and you look better than me, Lou Ferrigno.
He's the new Jack LaLanne, honestly.
Yeah, I could see them. I don't know if they'll do it in Secret War because they've already let him do the cameo. But it would be cool. They won't let him be the Hulk. You know what? Forget it. Forget what I was going to say. They won't go to the TV stuff. They won't do Red Brown. They won't do Nicholas Hammond. They won't do any of that.
You say they won't do the TV stuff, but in the She-Hulk finale, they did the TV stuff. And
right.
It was fantastic.
That was what they did, but they didn't bring those actors back.
I know, and I wish they would have brought
into-
in Lou.
I do too.
And
That would have been awesome.
Lou, like, you see Ruffalo try to Hulk out like in one little quick, and then it's Lou painted. I thought that would have been like a great.
That would have been awesome.
Tie-in.
How bad did Scar look though?
Oh, he was awful. But
he looks terrible.
I mean,
He looks like,
but I
he's
have-
got your
I have
hairline.
I was gonna. Oh,
multiple-
you beat me to it, you son of a bitch. I was gonna say he has a better hairline. He has a worse hairline than you, Rob.
I shot it a little first. He does kind of have mine right now. Look at how mine looks
I
with
was
this.
gonna say,
these things.
I don't got a man bun thing going. I don't got this little patch in the back. I'm good.
Did he have a man bun?
Yeah.
It looked like it. Yeah,
I couldn't tell it.
and you look at the comics, he looks like Conan. He's got like long hair. You know,
he
it's
looked like a blown up Gumby. He was awful. That was awful CGI.
they should have held that character until they had a movie budget to do that character.
They should have. And they really Ruffalo was wasted in that one. That was dumb.
He was just happy to be there, for all being honest.
Yeah, he didn't.
He's just happy to show up and get a paycheck.
And again, you kind of
Sure.
have
He's
to
too
have.
busy fighting Fracken to really care, so, you know.
You kind of just had to have him for the origin and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's not that one kind
Phil,
of movie.
I gotta call you out on that broke ass Captain America shield you got back there, man. Come on, dude. You gotta get something better than that.
I know. I keep eyeing him
That
on
looks
that.
like a Halloween costume. Come on.
It's metal. It's metal. I'll tell you that. No, I've been eyeing like the Marvel
Kinda
Legends.
metal.
I've been eyeing up the Marvel Legends ones. I keep.
Vibranium.
Yeah, I got one right here hanging on.
No, it's the fake vibranium.
Right.
I got mine hanging on above my daughter's door right there. See, you know.
Yeah.
I get one of those.
Yeah, no, I keep looking on Amazon. I'm like ready.
Well, that's
to
your
pull that
first
trigger.
problem. When we go to the mall, I'm going to show you the store that I'm always talking about when I come up there that has really great nerd paraphernalia.
All right.
They had one in there the last time I was there.
Hot Topic?
Every store always has a Captain America.
Hot
store.
Topic doesn't have anything now, Rob. Come on.
Hot Topic. Oh, they barely have Funko.
Yeah, I know.
No,
It's
you don't-
horrible. Have you been in a Hot Topic? It's horrible.
No.
Like my 90s soul just dies every time I pass a Hot Topic. I'd
I got-
rather go to Spencer's.
I got that on Amazon, and it was $50.
Was it?
You did?
Yeah, it was on
When?
sale,
What
yeah.
year?
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Post-pandemic prices, forget it.
I was gonna say when you look now, they're anywhere between like
No,
100
I know,
and
but
120.
because they've re-released them. So right now, like so the ones right now aren't. You know, this is from I want to say Civil War.
Okay.
You know, that time. So because now the ones now are from Falcon and Winter Soldier, like with some of the more of the rivets and stuff. Just like
Yeah.
they re-released the Iron Man helmet, and that went up again. I'm just gonna say what I would do is I would wait until. Does that fit on your head?
Oh yeah. It'll go on your head.
Well,
it'll-
not his head, but
Well, that's what I was asking for a friend. If
Yeah.
it fit on his head.
No, it'll fit on a regular head. Yeah.
A regular
but-
head, not Phil's head. Yeah.
Oh, you're wanting to talk, Robert.
But I'm saying, like, watch around the holidays. You'll be,
Oh, yeah.
you would be surprised how many of those things drop real quickly.
you can always make yourself a little alert.
You
too.
think maybe Black
Yeah, I
Friday?
do that.
Maybe Black Friday.
Maybe.
Even after that,
Oh,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
like Black
Even
Friday,
after-
like
that's
Black
what I'm
Friday was in October. Like, where have you been? Like, they've
I
been
know.
creeping it up
There's
every
there's been
year.
multiple Black Fridays. Yeah.
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 Well,
Oh,
that's a
look,
discussion for another time.
I don't know how long you've been down here, but I've been told not to go out on Black Friday. It's just insane.
I bet it's brutal.
I've never gone out on a Black Friday since I was like 13.
I
So
used to
Oh, yeah,
go
I don't
out
go
here.
anymore unless I have to.
I love fighting crowds.
I wait
but
for Cyber Monday. Like,
I was told to do not do that here because it's
you'll get shot for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, it's Florida. You always say,
Welcome to
Yeah,
Florida.
you always have that chance.
Yeah, and if Gary Busey's doing a signing somewhere, don't go. Guaranteed you're getting shot. He is
No,
Florida.
that's Tom Sizemore, babes.
Oh,
Gary Busey,
Tom
he's
Sizemore.
he's a sweetheart. Gary Busey's actually a sweetheart. He's a little not there, but you know he was in Hollywood during peak times. It's okay.
Yeah, right.
So I won't tolerate Gary
But
Busey.
didn't he have
slander.
like a motorcycle accident, lost half his brain too? That affects things.
Yeah, but he's still mostly there, honestly. And that's what's the scary part. But yeah,
All right, let's wrap it up. I'm done.
yes.
Oh, you're not going to
What
pull
do you
out your
think?
remember. You're not going to pull out your merchandise, Rob. You know the little puppet with the kung fu grip.
No, I don't have any.
Were-
I
were
think
we-
the little
were we-
puppet's still naked, so that's not appropriate.
We're trying to. We're trying to
I
get
don't know
ready
what
in case I
Rob's
get
been
this
doing with
job.
these
So
puppets.
I know.
He's got all these puppets that he makes of us, and I'm very freaked out by.
Now, are we
it.
sure these
I
are
heard-
puppets and not voodoo dolls? Are we sure?
No, they're puppets because there's holes in the bottom.
Again, are we sure?
yeah, the. You know what? I don't think I have any. I think the puppets are packed.
Oh,
I think the
Yeah,
puppets are
packed.
packed. The Chris puppets
Fudge-
packed.
Fudge pack.
Yeah, sure.
See, Alil gets me.
Comedy
He
stylings
knows
of
my
Lil Kaniga, everybody. Yes. He'll be opening for nobody. Thank you.
All right.
It's okay.
All right, real quick before we leave, quick predictions. How much money do you think Black Adam will not make this weekend?
Well, I'm refusing to go see it and review it for my podcast, so at least
Ooh, nice.
less than my money.
I can't smell what that thing's cooking, so no idea. 56 million.
No, I think it'll probably.
Phil, do you remember what I said? Didn't we have a bet on this somewhere?
I think it'll probably make 80 to 90 because it is The Rock. It's got good buzz from.
It's a DC movie. I mean, the superhero movie still makes decent money.
So do we think
I mean,
it's
I'm
Venom,
gonna say
Carnage made
55
money.
million domestic, about 120 worldwide.
I could see that.
55 domestic. You think it's gonna be that
Ooh.
low?
Yeah,
That would hit mine. I said 54.
even with The Rock though? I mean,
that's with The Rock. If it was any, and no tea, no shade to my baby Aldous Hodges. Like, no, it's just
They just crashed against The Rock. That's what happened.
yeah. They should have done it 10 years ago. Like 10 years now, this Rock. I'm not
Well,
just the only one that says that.
Oh, you're
so.
talking about
That's
Old
everything.
Man Rock.
Have you seen it yet, Lil?
I've seen it without the special effects, so I'm gonna go see it with the special effects.
I've heard a lot that the story feels like a movie that came out in the early 2000s. You know, and that's
like
how I
all
compare
DC
a lot of it.
movies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if
They've been constantly chasing that Dark Knight trilogy vibe, and it was just the wrong. They don't want to admit that that's the wrong vibe, and they need to stop. So
well, because that vibe made them a ton of money. That's why.
you got to read the room, though, and they don't know how to read a room to save their lives. In comic books, movies, just business decisions in general. So
not
Right.
no
I
more.
mean, I saw Godzilla vs Kong, and that was hot garbage. So.
Godzilla vs. Kong was awesome, Alil. God damn.
God, these two are like a
I
I have
old married
no
couple.
taste in geek. You know what? Where's my meme? I have a meme
see what
for
you
Alil.
started, Phil.
I know.
I have a meme for Alil where I call him a fake nerd. Because
That's not
fine.
nice.
Oh, what about that?
But he is.
Every 2 seconds, I see the hashtag.
He's only a
Because-
fake nerd if he
well-
doesn't admit that Superman can beat a Hulk. That's when you know they're fake nerds.
that or DC a little.
Here's the thing. Like the culture I like to breed is inclusiveness of everyone. I'm
Well,
not
that's
calling
what real
people
nerds
out
are.
because
Real
they don't
nerds are
love
punk
me.
rock.
Really?
Robs are like, oh, you're a fake this, you're that. I'm like, oh,
Listen,
sorry,
being a
man.
nerd is like being into
I'm-
punk rock. Either
It
you
is.
are or you aren't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was
and
just
Alil
listening
knows
to
I'm
some
giving him
Alkaline
crap.
Trio while we were.
I could care less what you like, Alil. You're a nerd.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at that hat.
He's a geek.
Well-
Get it right.
Dude, thank you. And we're all nerds, geeks about something. It might not be, because.
And if you don't have something that you nerd out or geek about in your life, I feel kind of bad because everybody deserves that one thing they're really passionate about, even if it's sports.
And I love sports, so.
Sports. so
I believe you every
follow
time.
me on whatever links we have in the show notes. That's the best way to do it.
For
Wow.
more hot takes, follow our Southgate.
Wow. Wow, we're going to have to have a little back. I mean, Rob just seems defeated. It's just like, yeah,
I
whatever.
love it.
I'm just
Whatever.
kidding.
He's
I'd say
tired.
I'm getting
It's
really
old.
tired.
It's 9:30 his time.
Oh, that's right. That's like 2 a.m. young
Imagine-
people
Wait, I'm
time.
still up? Oh, yeah, I
Imagine
had
if he
two
was living on the
monsters.
East Coast, he'd be like, he'd already been in bed, tucked in with his little booties.
I
That
am
little-
an
and that little
hour
flap that
past the
opens
time
up
I
your
get
ass.
in bed.
I hate to
I'm
talk.
an hour past.
I hate to tell you, Lil, but he snuggles with that little puppet every night.
I'm sure he does. I'm freaked out about it. Believe me.
I've only had to wash it 7 times.
I don't want to say it stands up by
On
itself,
that
but
note, you want to plug some stuff, Alil?
yeah, Lil.
Sure, you can follow the Geeks. That's Geeks with a Z. We're on every platform. Also on Twitter at LOGEEKZ. It's probably the only place I do any kind of posting. I post our shows on our Facebook page, which is still the League of Geeks because Facebook won't let me change anything.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Facebook is hot garbage.
Got to
but
learn to work the system, yes.
Gotta do what we gotta do. And also, we go live every Saturday night with the Geeks podcast on YouTube. So check out the Geeks on YouTube. I've also been doing live unboxings of my ridiculous addiction of buying things through Whatnot. And now I'm trying to sell on
Get
Whatnot.
off on your
and-
taxes.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you right now, like, Whatnot is terrible. For the geek culture, it is the worst thing because it's life-sucking. We are throwing our money away on so much stuff. It's crazy. But I love it, and I can't stop. So it's terrible, but I love it. So check us out on YouTube and all the other places you Except MySpace. We're not on MySpace yet. So
That's okay. MySpace has been dead, but they're trying to bring it back actually. So
yeah. So when it comes back, maybe I'll do a MySpace page, and I gotta find a song though.
Come back, Tom. You're our only hope.
I think I'm gonna play the Barney theme song on MySpace.
Gummy Bears. That's your theme song. Come on, man.
I do love the Gummy Bears.
I thought you were going to go straight to the Fresh Prince theme song. Or you was Saved by the Bell guy.
I love Saved by the Bell as well. I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, there's not one guy. I love all of them.
Oh, you're not a hater like Rob. Okay.
No, exactly. Rob hates. I hate when there's reason to hate.
You hate haters.
Like Halloween Ends deserves the hate.
Okay.
But besides that, it's all about love, baby. Here.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
Until I hate you, like Halloween Ends. I'm gonna keep saying that until the end of time because I just watched Hellraiser, and Hellraiser was so much better than Halloween Ends.
I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched the new Candyman. I haven't watched Hellraiser. I'm all in. I can't
watch the new Candyman yet. I know we're supposed to end this. I know we're supposed to end this show.
I've been busy, man.
But what's wrong with you, man?
It's
this is called shame, Rob.
This is a Rob Southgate ending.
Yeah. No, nothing shames me. Are you kidding me?
No.
But I watch stuff when I watch it. I play games when I play them.
From the Aquaman movies. Come on.
I saw that.
But again,
you watched Black Manta over Candyman. Candyman was so much better.
I saw it on a plane. Candyman wasn't out yet.
But anyway, find the Capes and Lunatics YouTube, social media, Patreon, all at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. Merchandise. Oh, Lilith, January 2023. Everyone, make sure you tune in the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks for episode 1 of Salty and Petty, starring myself and Lilith Hellfire.
That's Capes with a Z, right?
Not
Heroes
yet.
and Cloaks.
Guest starring Charlie Esser.
Sometimes.
Salty, Petty, and Charlie.
Oh, God.
He'll be the cumin.
Ooh,
gross.
Oh, don't you sex me?
I was about to say that's Rob's nickname.
Oh, don't you
On
sex
that note, cut the feed.
Oh, God.
Gross.
All right. No.
All right, Alil, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're a
Alil.
pleasure.
Nothing to do with what this show normally is.
Alil, thank you.
And,
Alil, thank you for giving Rob the business tonight.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
Anytime
you got me when I was tired. Good job.
That's the key.
When are you not tired? When first thing in the morning when he's drinking his coffee.
No, that doesn't last.
And then he's
forever.
still complaining about how
I just drink that whole cup and I'm ready to go to bed.
All right. Let's pretend this is the Emmys. Let's play Rob off.
No, this is the ending. Then get up and swing.
What? What?
Keep my Halloween Ends movie out your mouth.
Oh, he's gonna give me the slap.
I believe that doesn't drop, Phil.
I don't know what this is, but I hope you people enjoyed it. Good night.
Yeah, I don't know what this episode was because we were just all over the place.